to Main Event Pong presents Books and Booze with Banshee and DZ. Today we are reviewing Battle Royale, the remake. No, just kidding. You can't have a Hunger Games review without pointing out the similarities between Battle Royale, the really cool Japanese horror movie, and friggin' The Hunger Games. Today we are reviewing The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. This is another one of those books where if you don't know what it is, you've been dead for the last decade or whatever.
Spoiler alert, but this is your own fault.
So this is a book that DZ recommended. Tell me what you told me earlier.
So I had given them reading for a long time. I don't know, work, school, life, I don't know. But then my little sister told me about the Hunger Games. So I read this book, and that's what got me back into young adult and reading books. So this one was the first one that got me all excited. After that, I started reading Divergent. Then I talked to Megan, and she got me into the Mortal Instruments, and then the rest is history.
So DZ's house, DZ provided the beverages. So what are we drinking today, Dz?
So I was looking for themed drinks online, and they were way too complicated, and I don't know, they had like 10 ingredients.
There was like an egg in there. I was like, I'm not gonna drink an egg.
And I'll pay for something with 10 ingredients, but I'm not gonna make it. But I really tried to come up with something good with this one. I call this one Against All Odds because the main motif in this book is a saying they say is that the odds will forever be in your favor.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
So this is Against All Odds. This is some Cadmus would probably drink every night, you know. But this is it's orange juice mashed up with ice, but it's sitting on pomegranate liqueur and moonshine.
It's 3 shots of moonshine in this motherfucker.
3.5, and it's for splitting it, and we didn't use the whole
We
thing.
gonna be grown.
And then we have a shot of tequila.
We can take some tequila. Because hell's yeah.
Just to start it off.
Okay, look it. I'm gonna need a chaser right away. Don't judge me. Oh God.
Can't start taking shots before.
Those are my shorts.
You know. It's so bad.
Tequila's always the roughest.
Whew. Woo! Let's take a drink of this. Let's see how it is. Cheers. Ooh. Ooh, that's good, D's. That's actually really good. My compliments to the bartender.
I'm working on it. Start with the break.
Let's get the synopsis going. I'm going to start off with this. This book is really good and it's really intelligent. To be honest with you, for it to basically have the same fans as Twilight, they got smarter.
That's the one thing that's wrong with it.
I know.
Because it's so much better. Okay, so I can't put this on the same thing as Twilight. Because Twilight's so bad.
But I feel like
this book is 10 times. It is the same thing.
Because you know, Banshee's part of all these young adult communities online and shit.
It's the same girl who thinks she's different in every other book. But this one's actually good.
But I don't think she does think she's different. I think she doesn't give no F's.
Okay.
So here what you got. You're in Pan Am. Pan Am is like the world. Or is it a country or is it a world? Somebody says something like, we're in somewhere that used to be called the Rockies. So I assume it's somewhere around Colorado. So you got Katniss, a girl from District 12. The book is called The Hunger Games because people be starving as fuck up in this world. Unless you live in the capital, in which case you can eat in excess and then make yourself throw up and eat again on purpose and waste all the food you want. Whereas in the lower districts, pretty much closer you get to the capital, the more you get to eat, but pretty much only the capital gets to...
It's a really fiesta.
Yeah, get to eat. There's a huge difference between the way they live in the capital versus people in District 12. District 12 is the furthest functioning that we know of district. And District 12 is basically coal miners. So that's where they mine all the coal, right? Every district has something different, like Ruse from 11, or Ruse, 10, and they're like agriculture, right?
Something like that, farming.
Yeah, somebody's like lumber
and there's
or
fishermen. And depending on what part of that section you are, that's usually what you do. And all you do is just giving it to the capital.
Yeah.
That's all you do.
And legally, you're not supposed to find your own food. You're provided rations, and that's what you eat or whatever. And they're meager. They're like not enough to ever feed anybody.
Form of control.
Exactly. If you get food on your own, that's technically illegal, and that's some black market shit. So Katniss is a hunter. Her and her friend Gail, super sexy Liam Hemsworth in the movie, super sexy Hemsworth brothers, all hot, sexy, because they're brothers. There's good genes in that family. I want to eat at their house for dinner and just stare at them. And They hunt and then like squirrels or whatever they can get, squirrels and like rabbits and shit, and then they sell them to the townspeople. Like sometimes they gather berries and they sell them. So they're pretty much hunters. Katniss is particularly good with a bow and arrow.
That's what all started all this bow and arrow stuff.
She basically, that's how she keeps her family afloat. A, she hunts for them, and B, she sells her hunting, and yada yada. So at some point, the districts rose up against the Capitol, and the Capitol didn't like that shit. So as a fear tactic, they created the Hunger Games, the namesake of
some
the book
biblical
series.
revelation, fight to the death, children sacrifice, Olympic Games.
Which is like the same thing that goes on in Battle Royale if you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. I'm not saying Hunger Games is a ripoff. There's differences, but there are a lot of similarities too. And you can enjoy them both. There's room for similar things in the market, guys. There's no original stories left.
I would hope that the lady who wrote this at least would be like,
she should
I'll
give it a nod.
little bit.
She better have admitted it.
She says she never heard of Battle Royale.
She might be lying.
So the Hunger Games,
really good towards the end.
yeah, the Hunger Games in the Hunger Games was created to control the districts. They're saying, guess what? You guys rose up against this, and as your punishment, one of you guys, you don't know which one it is, basically from when you're like 12 to 18, you are going to get picked, and you're probably not going to live because only one of 24 people in the Hunger Games makes it out alive. So this is basically like, y'all did this is your fault, this is your punishment. So it's a scare tactic. They do it to keep the districts in check, to make them fear them. So basically what happens is Katniss's little sister, it's her first time in, 'cause she's like 12 or something, into the Hunger Games
Oh yeah,
pool.
once you reach a certain age?
Yeah, it's like 12 to 18, I think, right? So Katniss's like 12-year-old sister gets picked first time. Her name is only in there one time. Your name is in there. They don't take your name out for the previous year. They just keep adding more of your names. You can do, like, if you're poor and you need like gas or something, you can put your name in an additional time in order to get something. So that's pretty much the only form of trading you're allowed.
That could be another reason why the careers do it.
Yeah.
Because think of how comfortable your life is throughout the year.
Yeah.
Like every time you need something, I don't care. I'm gonna go in it anyway. Just put my name in.
That's
I don't
true.
care.
So like, it's funny because Katniss's name is that she did it 5 times, I think she said. At some point, Gale's like, my name is in there 19 times because he's done this so many times. Primrose, Katniss's little sister, gets chosen. Katniss is like, this bitch is gonna die. She's got no marketable skills. So she's like, my sister's not gonna live, and my sister's the only person I'm sure of in the world that I love, because at this point she's not even sure she loves her mom. So she's like, I volunteer as tribute. So she volunteers for the games. Then Peeta Malark, who is the baker's son,
My boy Peter.
gets picked, and he's just a good guy.
Yes, like
He is an all-around good guy.
throughout the whole series, he doesn't do one. Because even Katniss has some douchey moves. Peter doesn't do one bad thing throughout the whole series. In the whole series, the only time you're kind of sick of him is like, why does this dude keep doing the right thing? Like, stop it.
Yes, oh my
Like,
god.
Katniss is kind of a jerk.
So anyways, he gets picked, and then they go off they say goodbye to their family, they go off to the Capitol. They go in, they train, they're with the different people. You find out there's careers, you find out there's people who volunteer in some of the higher districts. Districts 1 and 2 basically are like, do it for the alleged glory. I'll talk more about that later. They usually have volunteers that and they've been training their whole lives for it. You get to know some of the characters that get selected, and there are other characters that just like die in the first 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
And you're like, whatever, you just see their name on the screen, they don't even tell you their name. So anyway, while they're on this training, they get all this food, they've been fed more than they've ever been fed in their life. They get all these clothes, and this is when they start to almost, I feel like this is when they should start to get real angry.
No, not necessarily.
They don't, but I feel like it's when they should.
Why would you get angry?
Because you're starving, and these people are just getting all this shit, doing nothing.
Would you be angry, or would you be like, man, like, even if I died, this is the fullest and happiest and like relaxed I've ever been?
Yeah, but you have to basically sign your own death
True,
sentence in order to get it.
But if life sucks all the time, would you know the difference?
Life does suck all the time.
It does.
Just kidding, life is totally cool.
But I mean, like,
as long as there's Harry Potter, Meghan is happy.
in their living conditions, I mean, if you don't know any better and someone shows you better, you're not going to know what's bad.
I I guess yes and no, because like you've probably, Katniss and Peeta have probably seen people die of
Of
starvation.
course. Or died in a coal mine.
Yes.
So they talked about that.
So two characters we kind of get introduced right at this point. Effie, she's kind of like one of these excess, absurdly fashionate people. In the Capitol, people dress like absurdly.
Rita Repulsa.
And
Zack and Miri make
she's
a
all
porno.
like, her outfit probably, if you sold her outfit, you could probably literally get a year of food.
She's a flamboyant fashionista.
Yeah, she is. And then you meet Haymitch, who is the only previous victor of District 12. I mean, it's 75. There might be some that were dead at the beginning, like maybe one or two, I don't know, they don't really say that, but he's the only living victor of the Hunger Games that came from District 12. Most of them came from the career path.
And he's
so
a drunk.
the closer you get to the capital, the like more winners you have. And yeah, he's a
drunk.
belligerent drunk.
He's a fool. There's a house. There's a, what do they call it? Like, what do they call it? Something lane?
Victor Village.
He's the only guy that has a house there, and he lives there by himself.
He's got like a, yes,
He's got
the
this
Capitol
big, nice
built all
mansion.
these houses for the victors in every district, and Haymitch got the whole neighborhood to himself in District 12,
So he
because ain't
just-
nobody lived there but he.
He just walks around. He walk around drunk.
So Haymitch is kind of drunk, and you're like, okay, what is this? Is it he's just now a belligerent because of his fame? He's pulling some Robert Downey Jr. shit, or he's just rich and therefore alcohol was accessible to him, so he became belligerent? Or did something fucked up happen to him while he was in the game that made him want to escape his life? This is the first kind of indication that some fucked up shit's gonna go on
It's about to
in
go
this
down.
game.
Yeah.
That something is, you're not gonna be right after you do this. So they train, they're in a room training with all the other people. They kind of get a little like cue into how they are. The careers are kind of ruthless. You got Rue hiding in rafters and shit like that.
Well, yeah, this is
Traps.
this is where you get all their skills. And Katniss' skills is trapping and bow and arrow. Those are two things. Peeta's is strength, and it's actually because he can actually do combat. So like strength and some combat, but it's the camouflage. He's really good at some like freakishly good at camoufage. To where this dude can lean up against a tree and you don't know he's there.
That's kind of weird. And apparently he learned that from decorating cakes.
Yeah, so he's got a weird.
Okay, Peeta. That's a very random ass skill you have there.
But it works,
That was
though.
a little weird. At some point they bring the tributes in front of the council, this council of people selected to rate them. They're kind of douches, all eating like a pig in front of all these people, drinking, goofing off, just talking to each other. You can't get their attention, they're so smug, they already have an opinion about you. So Katniss walks into her training session and they're not paying attention to her, so this bitch shoots an arrow towards them.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, "You gonna notice me now, homies. What is up?" And then she bows and says, "Thank you."
I know,
for
she
your
almost dropped. She would have had a mic,
consideration."
she would have dropped
She
it.
should have been like this, but bam! That's what she should have been like. One of the tributes is Rue. She's this really tiny girl. She's young, so she just got put in. So she's like 12 or something
she's
like that.
She would have been Prim's age.
So she
As a
gets
matter
put
of
in.
fact, Katniss, when she looks at her, she was reminded of
Yep.
Prim.
Now hold up. I gotta pause on this for a second.
Uh-oh.
I just read this book, and I remember when I was reading about the Hunger Games several years back. There was all this controversy about the fact that they made the actress black.
She's black in the book.
She is black in the book. Just because Katniss says that she reminds her of Primrose doesn't mean that she's not black. She doesn't mean physically. She means like, you know
She's
what
a
I mean?
little girl. Like this little girl reminds me of mine.
She feels like a sister to me, just like my sister. But I just read the book, and it does describe her as black. So
Yeah.
all y'all motherfuckers better shut up with your racism. Look, we might need more drinks.
I have a little bit more. Yeah, I'll make some more. Keep talking because it's a big synopsis. I'll be back. Just keep going.
So anyway, Dee's gonna go get me another drink because I'm a drunk. Because I'm Haymitch. I'm the Haymitch of this video. So they get their scores and everybody's like, whoa, Katniss got 11, which is higher than Cato. I think Cato got like a 9 or a 10. He's the #1 volunteer from District 1 or 2 or something. He's a career guy. So she gets a 11, which is like, what? District 12 got an 11? Nobody gets that stuff, whatever. They're really surprised because they thought that she wasn't gonna get high because she kind of shoved it in their face and they thought they were gonna like fault her for it, but she gets it. So after that, they get to go on a TV show. Part of the thing with the Hunger Games is you can earn sponsors. They'll give you stuff to help you through the game. So they'll send you a little parachute and it'll be full of like medicine or food or weapons or whatever it is you need. Going on this TV show with a guy whose name is Caesar. They kind of go, they get all dressed up by their stylist. At this point is where Katniss meets her stylist, Senna, who is in the movie, played by a super sexy, gold eyelinered Lenny Kravitz, who needs to call me. He dresses her up. She thinks, typically they dress you up like your district, so she's like, oh, are you gonna dress me in all black? I'm gonna be a coal miner? Like, what's up? He's like, no, I'm gonna set you on fire. So they come out, they get up all on fire. Then they go on a TV show and she's wearing like more flames. So Caesar pulls Katniss up and he's like, hey, you're on fire, the flames burn you, whatever. And then he asks her a more serious question. And the question is, what were you thinking when you volunteered for your sister? What did you tell her when you got to say goodbye? And she says, I told her I would try to win. So that's kind of like, oh my God, she's on fire. She caused a big scene. She's rated an 11. Katniss is really bad with people. Yes. Katniss is really bad with people, but she has good coaches. And at some point in the series, I forget what it is, they say that Katniss is never as good as when she's sincere. So you can't really coach her. If you try to coach her, she's freaking horrible.
Well, she's real.
Yeah. But if you let her be real and have a genuine reaction, typically she can break your heart. So she comes off, Peeta goes on, and they say, Peeta, you know, I bet like all the girls are like, hey, you're hot now. And he's like, it's not gonna help me, I only like one girl. And they're like, well, if you win, you can go back to the Capitol and have any girl you want, or go back to District 12 and have any girl you want. He's like, that's not gonna help me because the girl I like is the girl that came here with me.
That's when it starts.
Pretty much being like, oh, it was Katniss. So Katniss gets all mad at him for this, and then everybody's like, what are you doing? He did you a favor. He made you desirable. Now you guys are star-crossed lovers. That's something that's gonna get you sponsors.
Which is like that one move is pretty much what the book is about. The book is not necessarily a love story, but that move and their relationship is actually what sets these people free across the course of 4 books.
And it's clear to the reader or the watcher of the movie, either way. Let me tell you this. The first book is pretty accurate to the movie. Fucking fangirls try to pick that shit apart and say it's not. But if you watch a movie like The Scorched Trials, there's one scene in The Scorched Trials that's the same as the movie. One scene. Other than that, it is a completely fucking different book. This book is fairly accurate. There are only a few things that change.
Here's my dog. Come on.
Look at Bentley. Come here. Look at how cute he is. He's the cutest dog ever.
That's my buddy.
So they get their, rating. They go to the TV, whatever. Katniss and Peeta get in a fight. They say she did him a favor, and then they are going down to the game. Here's my question. Why of all people your stylist get to go with you on the way down?
Haymitch is like their coach. If Katniss had a dad, Haymitch would be dad number 1, and what's his name would be dad number 2. Senna. Because Senna, they both help her win in different areas. Haymitch is helping her win like physically and strategy, but Senna is for crowd appeasal. But he's very good at that.
That almost tells me what the values are like in the Capitol, which are kind of the values in real life. Hunger Games has a lot of real life shit going on because that's all people care about: style, appearance, fashion.
Well, it's a reality. So the Hunger Games is a reality show, and Senna has learned how to. He figured out these people for this reality show. He's also part of the rebellion. You don't really talk about it, but isn't there a part where he
later,
Well,
he keeps giving her the Mockingjay. You'll see like the symbol on the Hunger Games. It's like a little friggin' bird in a circle on fire. Mockingjay turned out to be a bird that the government tried to experiment on and it failed or something like that.
No, like extinguished or something.
Yeah, or something like that. So because of that, it's a failed experiment for the Capitol, and therefore it's kind of like they use it as a symbol because they're like, hey, you guys are dumb fucks. Therefore, it's our symbol of y'all are dumb. So, every time he like sends her somewhere, he pins the Mockingjay on her to make sure that she knows, hey.
He's the reason why the rebellion kind of picks up.
Yeah.
He's almost the brains.
Yeah.
Like an inverted hand for the rebellion.
Yeah.
He's very much the mastermind behind that.
In the movie, I can't remember who gives it to her, but in the book, the mayor's daughter is up for the reaping, and she had the pin of the Mockingjay, and she gives it to her. So you kind of think like, and she was, in the book, she's kind of like, we're not really friends, but we always end up paired together because neither one of us has friends. And then she's like, hey, maybe she was my friend. She gave me a pin. But really, it's kind of like, you know what? You could help start the revolution. Katniss doesn't see it in herself, and she doesn't care. But for some reason, everyone sees the potential for an icon, for the revolution in her.
So this is so after someone who's read all the books,
Yeah.
this is what I came about Katniss. Katniss is a tool. And it's not that I don't like her. It's just that there's nothing special about this girl.
Nope.
And I feel like there's a rebellion brewing, and they use her pretty much to onslaught this rebellion and take over the Capitol.
And she didn't give no
And
F's.
Katniss could be anybody. Katniss could be me. Katniss could be Banshee. Katniss could be anybody. They just saw an opportunity to use this figure to take over the Capitol. And they saw it with her and her relationship with Peeta.
Yep.
They saw it with her story with Prim. They gave her this pin, kind of like they didn't give her the pin because she's special. They only gave her the pin to make her a symbol. And in the books you see that more and more.
And both
like
people
that.
want to make her a symbol.
Yeah.
A symbol. Both the Capitol and they're trying to fight over her. And I think for her, it's probably, I think she is a good person.
Yeah.
She's a very good person. She wants the right thing when she sees injustice, but she doesn't want to be the person to make it happen.
She's
but
almost
she
not a
had to
hero.
be.
She's almost not a hero.
She's not.
She's not a hero. She's just, it'd be like anybody in society.
Yeah.
Once people start to like follow you, then you can make them do whatever
Yep.
you want, and then you just end up getting stuck doing
Yep.
good things because of your own game.
It was just circumstance that put her there and made her the person. She had the right looks, the right skill,
The right
skill
story.
to survive, the right story. Peeta helped. Peeta's very smart.
Yeah, Peeta
is freaking smart, and because no way he would have survived without Katniss. And though I 100% believed Peeta's affection, which Katniss doesn't know, she never knows if he's just playing a game or he actually legit has feelings for her. But I have always believed in his
I think he
feelings
did.
for her.
But when you said in the beginning.
He did. He had feelings for her. Otherwise, he wouldn't have at the end.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Peeta loves Katniss, even though Katniss and they've gone on and said
It's
she don't deserve
indifferent.
it. Even in this book, you don't think Katniss has feelings for Peeta. It's just like she's just playing
I
the
don't fucking
Capitol.
think she knows what she wants.
Yeah,
And to be honest
she-
with you, I don't blame her because her entire life is about finding food and not dying.
Yeah, she cares about her
She
family.
has no time to
and
do
surviving.
anything except for figure out how she's gonna breathe tomorrow.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
and that's fine. That's honest.
And her mom is wacko as fuck. Her mom's got like PTSD or like depression or whatever. She's got some shit like that. Fucking Katniss has to raise her sister. So anyways, to finish the synopsis, long story short, they get put in the maze. People have to kill people that they
Bunch of
wouldn't
people
normally
die.
kill. All these people die.
Rue turns into a dog.
Yeah, Rue turns into a dog. At some point, they're like, guess what? If there are two victors from the same district, we'll let them win. Then they get to the end. They basically survive, and then they're like, just kidding, we revoke that. We revoke that. You can't. And then they're like, fine, we'll both kill each other. Or kill ourselves. And they're like, wait, we can't have them kill themselves because then there'll be a riot.
Yeah,
Then the districts will riot.
They played to the Capitol. It wasn't even the riot of the
fucking
district.
stuck
It's
it.
the Capitol that did it. All the fans, all the rich people in the Capitol, they're loving this show, and they pretty much are fans. So it's like if you watch a movie and the fans kind of dictate what happened.
Yeah.
It's pretty much what happened. They wouldn't let the two stars die.
I feel like it's almost like a game of chess between Katniss and Peeta and Seneca Crane.
And the Capitol.
Yeah, that's what and Snow. It's like Seneca, it's like a doubles, I don't know if you can play doubles chess, but if you can, it's like a doubles fucking beer pong match between fucking Peeta and Katniss and Crane and Snow being like, here, watch your move, bitch.
Yeah.
Long story short, Peeta and Katniss win, except nobody ever wins the Hunger.
What would you rate the books? Give it 1 out of 5.
Hold up, who's your favorite character?
Oh yeah. So in this book, it's Peeta. I like Peeta's golden boy through and through. He's like a little midget, not a midget, but a little Captain America.
Well,
It'll be Peeta. Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to say about this book. The supporting characters in this series are fucking amazing. This is a lot of the times this happens. You know we like supporting characters. You can't have a hero without help.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
of course.
I have mixed feelings about Katniss. Gale is disposable. I like Peeta.
Gale is very disposable.
I love Rue. But I love Rue, I love Cinna, I love Haymitch, I love Effie. But my favorite character, and this might be a surprise to some people, but some people not, because I typically like characters who are perceived as bad.
Katniss?
But my favorite character is actually Cato, and I will tell you why.
Cato?
I almost feel like the careers are almost defiant in their conformity. Because if this happened to you, if you knew there was a chance your entire life that you would, without your choice, without your consent, be put into the Hunger Games, why wouldn't you say, F you government, and just do it yourself and train for it your whole life so that you had the best chance of winning?
I don't disagree.
You're almost taking control of your own destiny.
I'd be a
And
career.
in that sense, even though it seems like the districts closer to the capital are more conformed to the capital lifestyle and more like, I don't know, accepting of the government, to me, I feel like it's almost like a big F you. Guess what? Okay, fine, I'll volunteer. I'm gonna train for it and give myself the best chance possible. You know, I'm gonna win. You can go ahead, put me in these games. Guess what? I've been training for it my whole life. I'm a win, son. So I almost like that I feel like he's looked at as the villain, but really, I mean, everybody could be put in those Hunger Games. And you're almost a martyr. Because if he got put into the Hunger Games, how many people did he save from getting picked? Just like Katniss. Katniss volunteered for Primrose, and everybody was like, oh, she volunteered for her sister. She's so sweet. She saved her sister. Guess what? How many people did Cato save by volunteering?
Even if you die,
Everybody.
Even if you die, it's like, well, my life sucked to begin with.
But I made that
Yeah, it's
choice.
my choice to die.
You didn't choose it for me, Capital. I effing chose
Oh, I
it.
get it.
I mean, there are more than one volunteer. Like, they make it seem like everybody from District 1 and District 2 volunteers.
One quick thing. Even though this is post-apocalyptic future, there's weird super science going on here too. Like
Science!
the game is like this weird, crazy constructed amusement park like virtual world where they can control the weather
by the
and the
capital.
elements and all kind of animals. That's an afterthought. We're just throwing it in there. It's not like they just throw you in a cage. It's like, even though it's post-apocalyptic, there's super science, technology, Star Trek type technology that we forgot to kind of touch on. Okay, scale of 1 to 5. What do you rate it?
Okay, I give it a 4.5, and the reason I give it, it's almost a 5. And the reason it is not a 5 is because I have a pet peeve. And part of my pet peeve is when people talk about food too much. There's a big stretch in the beginning where Katniss talks about all that happens is getting fed. Now, granted, I understand it's called the Hunger Games, and it's kind of the point. But it's kind of like that movie, Cold Creek Manor. There's a bunch of books I've read like this where people are poor and the whole book, all they're trying to do is find food. I get it, you're starving. You could have just said, food is scarce. That's all you had to say. I would have got it. You don't have to elaborate. 4.5 is really good.
It's a good score. I'm
Four,
not gonna,
almost, okay, 4.75.
that's okay. I'm not
Even
gonna rate it.
4.75. It is, I'm telling you right now, it's a really intelligent book. And like I said, even the thing with Cato makes you think. Like, every single bit of this book makes you think. I wish Katniss was a little bit more likable.
So nice segue to what I'm gonna say.
Yes.
I'm gonna give it a 5. And I'm gonna give it a 5 not because of Katniss. Anytime you have a book, but all the supporting cast is better than the main character, you have a good book.
That's true.
That's usually the best book ever. When your main character is good, but all the supporting cast is just as good.
That's true.
So that's how you know you have a good book. And I'm gonna give it a 5. Like I said, this book is what jump started me to.
Although it makes me suspicious ever since Game of Thrones.
I like all the characters. I do like Katniss. She's not horrible.
I don't
but she's
dislike
just
her either. I just wish
not
I
the
liked
best.
her more.
Well, because you know why you don't like her? Because she's not all crazy
He
girly
doesn't
like
hate her
the
like
other
he
boys.
hates Clary.
But that's why you
But
don't. You
no,
don't
I
like.
like Triss, and she's not girly at all.
But if Candace was a little bit more, you know,
I don't know. I like me some
troubled
butch
and
girls.
girly, and no, you don't.
Yes, I do sometimes.
You want her to be. You want that.
It's
love
not.
slutty
No,
triangle.
it's not that. I just want her to feel something.
Oh, come on, man. She doesn't really feel much. She just feels hungry.
Exactly. Hunger. That's it. That's all anybody feels.
She's very much in the moment, which is why I do like Candace. She's very much, I gotta protect this. I gotta do this because it's this. I gotta do this. You don't really necessarily do things because it's the right thing to do.
I just
She'll
don't
do
like
things
that
because it
she's a.
benefits.
What I don't like about her is that I feel like a lot of the times she's a fucking pawn, and she can't
She is.
decide whose pawn she's gonna be.
She's
Am
a
I
pawn.
gonna be a pawn of the revolution, or am I gonna be a pawn of the capital?
That's why I said she's a tool.
Yeah, she's a total
She is.
tool.
She is.
Exactly. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us at Books and Booze with Banshee and DZ. Thank you for hosting us, DZ.
Of course, anytime.
Thank you for being with us, Bentley. If you have anything you want us to read that doesn't involve racism,
I'll read some racist books, depending.
like, share, subscribe, put it in the comments. We want to thank you guys for watching. Read some books. Thank you.
See ya. Peace.
Wait.
Well, yeah, one of these. Yeah, sorry.